can you say, oh my brothers, oh my sisters, these are terrible tongue twisters by Dr. Suess. Let's get into it. Said a book reading parrot named Huey, the words in this book are all booey. When you say them, your lips will make slips and backflips, and your tongue may end up in St. Louis. Do you like fresh fish? It's just fine at Finey's Diner. Finey also has some fresher fish. That's fresher and much finer. But his best fish is his freshest fish. And Finey says with pride, the finest fish at Finey's is my freshest fish French fry. Sorry. So don't order the fresh or the fresher fish at Finey's. If you're wise, you'll say, fetch me the finest French fried, freshest fish that Finey fries. All right, and now we're going into Dinshin. We have a dinosaur named Din. Din's thin. Din doesn't have much skin, and the bones fall out of his left front shin. Then we have to call in Piner Blinn, who comes with his handy shin pin bin. And with a thin Blinn shin bone pin, Blinn pins Din's shin bones right back in. Bed spreaders. Now we're getting into bed spreaders and bread spreaders. Okay. Bed spreaders spread beds, spread spreads on beds. And bread spreaders spreads butters on breads. And that bed spreader better watch out how he's spreading, or the bread spreader's sure going to butter his bedding. I can't. Ape cakes, grape cakes. As he gobbled the cakes on his plate, the greedy ape said as he ate, the greener green grapes are the keener keen apes, are to gobble green grape crepes. They're great. Are you having trouble in saying this stuff? It's really quite easy for me. I just look in my mirror and see what I say, and then I just say what I see. Now let's talk about money. You should leave your grox home. When you travel by air, if you take him along, they'll charge you double the fare. And your grox must be packed and locked in a grox box, which costs much, much more than a little old fox box. And it's heaps a lot cheaper to fly with your fox than waste all the money on boxes for groxes. Oh my God. And what do you think costs more? A simple thimble or a single shingle? A simple thimble could cost less than a single shingle would, I guess. So I think that the single shingle should cost more than the simple thimble would. We're gonna go eat at Skipper Zips. If you like to eat potato chips and chew pork chops on clipper ships, I suggest that you chew a few chips and a chop at Skipper Zips Clipper Ship Chip Chop Shop. And if your tongue is getting queasy, don't give up. The next one's easy. There are so many things that you should really know, that you really should know. And that's why I'm bothering and telling you so. You should know the first names of the Flood Nuddler's brother, who like to pile each on the heads of the others. If you start at the top, there are Bipper and Dud and Skipper and Jipper and Jeffrey and Judd, Horatio, Horace, and Hendrix and Hud. And then come Dinwoody and Diddy and Dud. Also Fitzsimmons and Frederick and Fudd, and Slinky and Stinky and Stuart and Stud. And down at the bottom is poor little Lud. But if Lud ever sneezes, his name will be Mud. We have 2 ducks, one blue, one black. And when our blue duck says quack quack, our blue duck quickly quacks back. The quacks blue duck quacks make her quite a quacker, but black is a quicker quackerbacker. And speaking of quacks, reminds me of cracks and stacks and sacks and shags and snacks. So, say can you say, I have cracks in my shack, I have smoke in my stack, and I think there's a snack in my stack on my back. West beast, east beast. Upon an island hard to reach, the east beast sits upon his beach. Upon the west beach sits the west beast. Each beach beast thinks he's the best beast. Which beach is better? Which beast is better? Well, I thought at first that the east beast was best and the west was worse. Then I looked again from the west to the east and liked the beast on the east beach least. Yes, that was hard. Pete pats pigs. Pete Briggs pats pigs. Briggs pats pink pigs. Briggs pats big pigs. Don't ask me why, it doesn't matter. Pete Briggs is a pink pig. Big pig patter. Pete Briggs pats his big pink pigs all day. Don't ask me why, I cannot say. Then Pete puts his patted pigs away in his Pete Briggs pink pigs, big pigs pig pen. Yeah. Okay, now we feeding the dog, we feeding Fritz. Fritz needs Fred, and Fred needs Fritz. Fritz feeds Fred, and Fred feeds Fritz. Fred feeds Fritz with ritzy Fred food. Fritz feeds Fred with ritzy Fritz food. And Fritz, when fed, has often said, I'm a Fred-fed Fritz. Fred's a Fritz Fred. I cannot. This is hilarious. How to tell a clocks from a glocks. Okay. Well, the glocks, you will notice, has lots of black spots. The clocks is quite different with lots of black spots. But the big problem is that the spots on a glocks are about the same size as the dots on the clocks. So you first have to spot who the one with the dots is. Then it's easy to tell who the crocs is from the glocks. I can't. All right. What would you rather be when you grow up? A cop in a cop's cap or a cupcake cook in a cupcake cook's cap? Or a fat flapjack flapper in a flat flapjacked cap? Or if you think you don't like cop's cap, flapjack flappers, or cupcake cook's cap, maybe you're one of those choosy chaps who likes kooky captain's caps, perhaps. More about Blinn. Well, when Blinn comes home tired from his work pinning shins, the happiest hour of old Blinn's day begins. Mr. Blinn is the father of 2 musical twins who tucking twin instruments under twins' chins lull their daddy to sleep with twin Blinn violins. And oh, say can you say, far away in Berlin, a musical urchin named Gretchen von Schwinn has a blue-footed, true-footed, trick-fingered, slick-fingered, six-fingered, six-stringed tin swin mandolin. Rope soap, hoop soap. If you hope to wash soup off a rope, simply scrub it with scrope. Scrope is so strong that no rope is too long. But if you should wish to wash soap off a hoop, I suggest that it's best to let your whole silly souped up hoop soak in Soapy Cooper's Super Soup Off Hoops Soak Suds. Oh, we're getting into Merry Christmas mush. One year, we had a Christmas brunch with Merry Christmas mush to munch, but I don't think you'd care for such. We didn't like it to munch mush much. And speaking of Christmas, here are some great gifts to give your daddy. If your daddy's name is Jim, and if Jim swims, and if Jim's slim, the perfect Christmas gift for him is a set of Slim Jim swim fins. Yep. But if your daddy's name is Dwight, and he likes to look at birds at night, the gift for Dwight that might be right is a bright Dwight bird light flight night sight light. All right, but never give your daddy a walrus. A walrus with whiskers is not a good pet, and a walrus which whispers is worse even yet. When a walrus lisps, whispers through tough, rough, wet whiskers, your poor daddy's ears will get blisters and bliskers. And that's almost enough of such stuff for one day. One more and you're finished. Oh, say, can you say? Last one. The storm starts when the drops start dropping. When the drops stop dropping, then the start stops stopping. The end.